Incoming transmission.
This is a 2022 Hyundai Elantra in blue. It has doors and seats, an engine, I think. I don't know anything about cars. Let's just cue the music.
These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise.
So, this is a huge victory for the good guys.
Scotty, beam me up.
Resistance is futile. Live long and prosper.
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Greetings and welcome to the Computer Resume Podcast, the show covering the entire Star Trek franchise in chronological order for fans new and old. I'm your host, writer-comedian Mr. Todd A. Davis. This particular Hyundai Elantra happens to be owned by my very special guest today, comedian and uber Lord of the Rings fan. It's Ben Jennings! Yay! Ben!
Hey!
How's it going, buddy?
I'm good, just driving. What are you doing?
I'm riding. So, if you've noticed, listeners, if you've noticed a difference in the sound quality, that's because we are currently on the road. You may have seen the episode with the title, #ToddTreks. That means I am traveling. I'm headed to a comedy show in Hiawassee, Georgia, and Ben's going to open for me. So let's get to know Ben Jennings. When did we first meet? Do you remember?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Probably Radio Room? Definitely comedy.
Yeah.
Probably Radio. Oh, wow. I would have thought of that beforehand.
I think, it was either Radio Room, possibly Coffee Underground.
More likely Coffee Underground. Oh, yes. We met at Coffee Underground, and then I found out you made a comic book. And the second time meeting you, I asked to buy your comic book. And you got really wide-eyed. You were like, really? And I was like, yes, I want to buy your comic book. You were like, okay, I have some in the car. And I bought it, and you signed it, and it's hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
Recommend it, yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know, I wrote a comic book some years ago, and I'm always surprised when anybody wants a copy.
It's Adam and Steve, right?
Yeah, the first adventures on Earth with Adam and Steve. It's a friend of mine. We did it on Facebook every 2 weeks for a year, and then we did a couple of little bonus content type things. We collected everything. We put it on Kickstarter. We set a goal of $1,000. We raised a little over $1,300.
Yeah.
And then I cold called stores like, hey, I'm an independent comic book writer, and I've got this book I'd like to get into your stores. Go myself? Okay, thanks. Have a good one. It's hard out there, but it's not completely unlike stand-up comedy. Let's get into your background a little bit.
Yeah.
When was the first time you took the stage?
It was downtown Greenville.
Mm-hmm.
It was a music venue near the baseball field. Oh, I can't remember what it's called.
Chikora Alley?
Not Chikora. I think that was second. Wow, I thought I would have this in my memory forever. It was a meaningful experience. Oh, they don't do comedy anymore. Dang it. Well, I'll think of it later.
Yeah. But
yes.
So, when did you first become a fan of stand-up? What was? And I mean, we're gonna get to some Star Trek stuff here in a moment, folks. But this we're peeling the onion. We're peeling the onion that is Ben Jennings here. Do you remember a first time or an early experience, seeing stand-up and being like, oh, this is the thing?
Oh yeah, Brian Regan.
Good choice.
I was raised in a pretty strict household. My parents have since very much loosened up, but there was not a lot of joking around. And then I was introduced to Brian Regan by some friends. I was homeschooled, so we had very limited access.
So that's what's wrong with you.
Yes,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
I have plenty of bits on stage about it. It's great. and I saw my dad just react like he was roaring in laughter. And I didn't see him laugh a lot at that time. He does now. But at that time, he didn't laugh a lot. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, comedy makes my dad happy, and I want to make my dad happy. And
yes.
so I would memorize and then quote back to him Brian Regan bits that he hadn't heard or had heard. And that was my introduction to stand-up. I was probably in 6th, 7th grade.
Oh, nice.
And
yeah.
We didn't listen to a lot of music. I didn't listen to my first non-Christian song until like 9th grade.
Oh, wow.
So I have no idea. I don't know a lot about music still.
Oh, yeah. Same boat.
Yeah. But I got into comedy before I even got into secular music. And I always say to people, because I've been asked, what concerts have you been to? And it's a hand. I can count probably in one hand how many actual music concerts I've been to in my life.
Yeah.
But something I say to everybody, I always say, comedy to me is what music is to most people. And because it just, I don't know, does something for me. It's comedians that I follow, that I study, that I listen to more than I do music.
Oh, yeah.
Podcasting included.
Yeah.
Comedy podcasts or Star Trek podcasts. Anything nerdy or funny related is what I love.
Nice. Yeah, getting it, you mentioned, you compared comedy to music. I've compared comedy to cups of coffee. Because back when I had a regular 9 to 5, as, most people would listen to either the radio to the local news or to music to kind of get them pumped up for the day, I would listen to stand-up comedy because I felt that sort of kickstarting my brain, and like it was getting me in that analytical train of thought.
Yeah, you have to pay attention.
Yeah, and really looking and studying, like you said, studying different comedians and looking at technique, cadence, joke structure, all of those things. It becomes really, really important. So you mentioned Star Trek podcast, and this is, of course, a Star Trek podcast. So let me ask you: you're a fan of quite a few fandoms. Do you recall your earliest fandom?
Star Wars.
Okay,
Star Wars for sure.
that's a good one.
Oh yeah, I kind of have a joke in my act about, like, my dad tried to get me into sports at an early age, and he started with golf.
Okay.
I did enjoy soccer, but my dad tried to get me into sports, and then he messed up when he showed me Star Wars. And I was like, oh no, this is way better.
No, this is way better than sports.
It's way better than sports. So I enjoy sports highlights for those sports fans listening.
Yeah.
I love sports highlights. Any sort of like incredible feat done by a human in a sports game, no matter the sport, is intriguing. But I don't want to watch 6 hours every night just to see a couple good plays.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
I got stuff to do.
I got jokes to write.
Yeah.
I got,
Shows to go to, absolutely. Speaking of shows to go to, kind of surprised your lady's not with us. Does she not go?
Oh, she goes to a lot of my comedy shows. Oh,
yeah.
She is under the weather.
Oh, okay.
And would have gone if she were feeling 100%, but it is kind of far. I mean, it's a 5-hour round trip.
Yeah.
And she supports me at anything that's not an open mic. She's been to a few open mics and was like, no. These are bad. And like, yeah, they are bad.
Oh, yeah. Getting into stand-up, you kind of... There's a term, kind of a sports term, but it's working out. Like, working out material. You write a joke, you think you've got something, but you actually have to do it in front of a crowd to make sure that it hits all the right notes and hits, that right tone to get that specific desired reaction. And where comics do that is at open mics. just because you go to a lot of open mics doesn't necessarily make you a professional working comedian. You actually have to get paid to do that sort of thing. But, going to open mics is where the bulk of the work is done. You actually have to refine the material. It's the editing process. Like anybody in film, anybody who works in prose, or any kind of written word will tell you the real art is actually in the editing.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's get back to your fandoms here for a second.
Okay.
So Star Wars was the big one right off the bat.
Big one, yeah. It was the
I-
first time I was ever allowed to stay up past, I think, like 7:30.
Ooh.
My dad, I shared a room with my brother growing up, and I have 3 younger siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a few privileges being the oldest, I suppose. But he told me, he's like, hey, when your brother falls asleep, come downstairs, I want to show you something. I was older than a kid. I was definitely like 9 or 10. I was at least 10, I think.
Okay.
Which is kind of old to watch Star Wars for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But I went downstairs and he put in the VHS, and we watched Star Wars. And I was up past my bedtime watching the movie. It was so many like excitement, emotions, and memories tied to emotions. So it is like ingrained.
Oh yeah, that's a big.
Ingrained in me. And I thought when Luke first lit up his lightsaber, that was the coolest effect and sound that I've ever seen on TV before.
Oh yeah.
And I just thought it was awesome.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's a really great time to be introduced. When you're a kid, and I've talked about it at length on the show here about Star Wars being very coming of age. It's perfect for kids because it's kind of like finding out who you are, growing up, breaking away from your parents, and all that stuff. And then Star Trek being the perfect sequel franchise to get into, because Star Trek kind of assumes that you know who you are, and it's kind of, okay, now that you know who you are, this is how you go.
That's good.
And like this, understanding that you're going to interact with people who are different than you, and all of that's okay, and we can all learn and grow together. So I know I've seen you in cosplay as Gandalf, and it's solid.
Absolutely.
It's solid cosplay, sir.
Oh yeah, it was. I bought a movie replica, authentic movie replica of his staff
Ooh.
and pipe.
Oh wow!
I bought a costume online, and I think I spray painted my beard when you saw me.
Yep.
Gray. Wore a hat that I bought separately. And yeah, Gandalf's probably my favorite character in Lord of the Rings. Something I was also introduced to at a young age. I was not allowed to watch Harry Potter because
Of course, no. All bunch of witches.
a bunch of witches and witchcraft and magic. But Lord of the Rings and Narnia are perfectly fine. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll take what I can get, Mom and Dad.
Wait. What was first, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars?
Star Wars was first.
Okay.
My dad thought that I would be too scared of the Uruk-hai when I was young.
Okay.
And he let me watch the first one and then would fast forward the scene where Viggo Mortensen and the Uruk-hai Lurtz were battling at the end of the very first movie.
Oh, okay.
The Fellowship.
Yeah.
And he would fast forward it because he's scary and a guy gets killed. Spoilers
Yeah.
for a 100-year-old book. But he knew Boromir's death would kind of mess with me, and just the scarier guy and orcs. So we rewatched the Fellowship of the Rings probably 6 or 7 times with him fast forwarding that scene, and we never got to the second 2 movies because he wanted me to wait until I was a couple years older. So I've seen the Fellowship just way more times. The ratio of that movie in my memory is so far off from the other 2.
Nice.
And my favorite ended up being Return of the King.
Of course. The multitude of endings.
Oh yeah. 20 Oscars.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I joke, but those are super well made movies.
Yeah.
Those are really good.
Oh yeah. You almost do need all of the endings.
Yeah.
You're ending a 3 movie.
Yeah.
A 12-hour adventure.
Yeah, you kind of need to wrap up everything. It makes sense, yeah. So, what other the one thing I was going to ask was, like, I've seen you cosplay as Gandalf. Have you ever done stand-up as Gandalf?
No, that would be awesome.
You've done stand-up in costume, though, before, right?
You shall not laugh. Yes, I did. I did stand-up as Spider-Man, full Spider-Man costume.
Nice.
My lesson learned was buy a cup. So the audience was a little distracted during my set.
Oh.
I had a few good ones. I had a few good ones in there. I think I had a clip online.
Nice.
But I've also done stand-up. I think there's one other costume, but I'll think about it later.
Was it Buzz Lightyear?
Yes, it was Buzz Lightyear. Not as authentic of a costume, but I bought blow-up wings, some gloves, and I had the T-shirt, and I had matching shoes that I ordered from China. I make a good Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, that's awesome! I can see you as Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, I love Buzz Lightyear.
For those who don't know Ben, he's got a bit of a Disney leading man quality to him.
I have I have a Peter Pan complex. Which is why I'm struggling turning 30 this year. That is gonna mess with me and not let me grow up.
Oh man. Wait for the next one. I'm turning 40 this year and it's
30 is basically 40 and 40 is basically 50.
Thanks, Ben. I appreciate that. So yeah, when we met, I think it probably was Coffee Underground, Radio Room was like our first couple of interactions. And so it's rare that I'm able to get somebody on the mic who has seen me do stand-up and really grill them as to what they think of my stand-up. So what were your first thoughts about Todd A. Davis and his stand-up comedy?
Very polished, in a good way. I thought you were one of the best comics there.
Oh, man, that's nice.
And
thank you.
You had actual material, real jokes that you had written and planned.
Yeah.
They all had punchlines. They all had set-up punchlines. You can definitely tell that you like structure. You're not so much like stream of conscience or improv. I think you benefit from it. Your style and everything benefits from it.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's everybody's got like a different way to do stuff, but like I think at the end of the day, from all the comics that I've met, like throughout doing stand-up, I think you can tell the ones who do quote unquote the work of like really studying, really writing, really analyzing not only other comics but like analyzing themselves. Because it's one thing to watch a lot of stand-up and be like, oh, okay, see what they did there and there and there and yada yada yada, but to look at yourself and be like, okay, I saw that they kind of got it, this part got a laugh but this part didn't, maybe I need to switch it around, and then they switch it around and maybe it still doesn't work, and then it's like, well, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to either change it or lose it. And they might give it a second go around, but at the end of the day, if it's not working, you're there to make people laugh. You got to get rid of it.
Yep. Cut the joke.
Yeah, and so one more thing that I kind of want to touch on, because we talked a little bit about getting ready for a 9 to 5 and listening to stand-up comedy to kind of get your head in the game and everything. What's your 9 to 5? What do you do?
I work at a car manufacturing plant.
Nice.
It's pretty massive in South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
And
that narrows it down.
Yeah. I ironically know nothing about cars, nor do I care about cars, and I have no passion. I didn't even know. You told me what you drove when we were meeting, and I had no idea what it was. I knew it was like a black car, and I was like, I'll look for a black car. I'm so bad with vehicles.
No, man. Yeah, that's one of the things that, like, if my car isn't starting, like, unless the gas needle's on E, then I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what to do. But yeah, so like getting the idea of being a stand-up comedian, there's actually very few people in this world who are 100% comedians 100% of the time. A lot of them have other jobs, including acting. A lot of them actually, get work, be it on stage or on television, film. And if you start digging in, there's actually a lot of comedians that have done some work in the Star Trek franchise. And I thought this would be a fun little discussion for us, since we are comedians who both enjoy Star Trek, on our way to do a comedy show while recording a Star Trek podcast.
Great idea.
Getting into, some of these comedians who have done some work in the franchise.
Brought to you in part by our Patreon supporters, Rev J, Jerry Antimano, Cosmic Crit, Kitty B, David Willett, Ed Milner, Fleet Admiral First Class Fred Sims, and Ren, and Space Monkey 73.
So right off the bat, Dr. Miglimo on Lower Decks is voiced by Paul F. Tompkins. You familiar with Paul F. Tompkins?
I'm going to say no.
No?
Surprisingly.
Oh, okay. He's got some really great stuff out there. One of the things that I really enjoyed was him on Thrilling Adventure Hour. Did you ever listen to the podcast Thrilling Adventure Hour?
No.
It was a podcast done in the style of old-time radio.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
And it was written by Ben Blacker and Ben Acker, who are comic book writers, but they would write these very elaborate serialized sketches that would be performed in front of an audience, and they would take, it was like people you've heard of, like Paget Brewster, Mark Evan Johnson, Patton Oswalt did some.
Love Pat.
Yeah. A lot of them, would come in and do spots on this podcast, and it was absolutely awesome. And Paul F. Tompkins was paired with Paget Brewster for this kind of psychic medium couple. They were socialites, but they were also like in tune with the paranormal. I think it was called Beyond Belief.
Oh, Frank, I do hope today's auction is as wonderful as the last one we attended.
A marvel, that last one. Best not to mention 2 auctions ago, though. It was the worst since 10 auctions ago.
And it was so funny because think Ghostbusters with no technology and super drunk all of the time. That was the show. It was awesome. It was really fun. I really love listening to it. But Dr. Miglimo is the ship's psychiatrist on Lower Decks. He is a bird person.
Bird person.
Yeah, he is a bird person who, when he's analyzing somebody, when he's giving therapy sessions, he makes a lot of food-related puns. Or is it food or fruit? I think it might be fruit-related puns.
Okay.
So everybody who sits in his chair is just constantly like rolling their eyes, smacking their foreheads, just being like, oh, this is awful, get me out of here.
Tandy, does it matter how much you know if nobody's listening? Captains have big egos. You need to cut through that and speak for science. Which is why you will be serving as a science officer trainee with Captain Freeman today.
Isn't she busy with an important negotiation?
Exactly. I want you to focus on getting the captain's attention. Really prove that you've got the grapes to stand up to her.
But won't that make her mad?
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, Paul F. Tompkins has 4 different specials out there. And he's a working comedian. Okay. And he's still on the show. Up next, I wanted to talk about the voice of several Packlets on Lower Decks. Specifically in the episode, Season 2, Episode 6, The Spot Humongous. Those Packlets were voiced by Brian Posehn.
Oh, I love Brian Posehn.
He's great, right?
He's so good.
He's got a very... he's an older guy, but like he's got a very punk rock style to him, and always has. Like he's a metalhead.
Oh yeah, you can tell tell he loves his craft, and he seems pretty humble in like everything, but he's in so many things. He loves nerd stuff too.
Oh yeah, big nerd guy.
And then, do you have any fun facts about him? I have one fun fact.
Oh please, yeah.
Give the audience like who he is or what he's done.
Yeah.
He plays the homeless guy in New Girl.
Oh, okay.
And Zooey Deschanel, we'll see him outside of her building in the show like a couple times a season. But he's kind of famous for that character, just the homeless guy in New Girl.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I love it.
Banana in the dark.
Yeah, he voices some of the Packlids, and if you're familiar with Brian Posehn's voice, and the Packlids are those creatures in Star Trek, that race in Star Trek, that are like, you fix engine, make strong, we go fast, you smart, he's good. You know, like, that's their whole species. Like, the entire species is like that. But yeah, he's great. Up next, I've got one of my all-time favorites. Has been on currently, as of this recording, 14 episodes of Star Trek Discovery. In the role of Commander Jet Reno.
I know who this is.
Tig Notaro.
Tig Notaro.
Oh, thank Christ you guys are here. I'm Commander Jet Reno, engineering. I'd shake your hand, but I'm up to my elbow in Tellarite brains. I saw the Federation insignia, so I didn't vaporize you.
Who were you expecting?
Are you kidding? Maybe someone with a batleth? Never need to see another one of those for the rest of my damn life. Greg's head wound keeps opening up. Poor guy. Nice to meet you. Relax. Tellarite blood's rich in hemerythrin. The only place on Earth you'll find anything like it is marine invertebrates. Evolution's a fickle bitch, am I right?
How long?
10 months, 11 days. Remind me never to get stranded in enemy space with a war raging.
She's really good.
So good. Like, do you remember the first thing you heard from Tig?
I saw her as an actor first.
Okay.
She plays a lot of lesbian characters on television. Mm-hmm. Like, she'll usually make like a guest appearance. Mm-hmm. And very often she's cast as a lesbian. And I can't remember the show I saw her on first. But because I've seen her on so many. And then I watched her full special. I don't know if you want me to say the name of it.
Yeah, go for it.
It's called Rape Joke. You can bleep that out if you want to, but like that is what her special is called, and she talks about her experience with the unfortunate thing that happened to her, but makes a full special out of it, and it's very good. It's more I don't want to use the word intellectual, but it's more of an intriguing special as opposed to funny. Although it is funny, there's a lot of funny moments, but it's a very long lesson and storytelling in it, but she's very talented.
Yeah, I think the first thing that I was conscious of her, and to a point where I took note of her name and went and looked her up and her work later, she made an appearance on Doug Benson's podcast.
Okay.
Doug Loves Movies, the game show.
Okay.
And for those who don't know who Tig is, Tig has little to no concept of pop culture. Like if you ask her any type of trivia question, if she's even paying attention to you, she's not going to be able to answer it. In fact, they had a show, I forget the name of it, where they would have a famous person come onto this talk show hosted by Tig Notaro, and the whole point of the show was Tig trying to figure out who the person was. And it was absolutely hysterical. I'll see if I can find it and put a note in the show notes for this episode if you're curious about it, because it's hysterical.
It's funny. But I think that one reason I'm kind of obsessed with pop culture right now is because I didn't grow up with it.
Oh yeah.
Very, very sheltered. We had four things we were allowed to kind of become fans of, and it wasn't until I got to really college, and then I just discovered pop culture, like celebrities, and I don't know, movies and music and just art in general.
Oh yeah.
And now I'm just like, I'm always trying to keep up with the times, or as best I can, what interests me anyway. anyway. Like, I love the Marvel movies. I mean, and that is pop culture right now, is Marvel.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they are they are pretty much the tip of the spearhead in terms of, what is pop culture in this country, for sure. Yeah, Tig, though, has been such a great addition to the Discovery cast. Star Trek, I feel like, has this stigma of being very serious, not a lot of fun, not a lot of joking around, and before Lower Decks became a thing, they brought Tig Notaro to be a part of the cast in the second season of Discovery, and it was just, when I heard the announcement, I was like, oh, this is going to be really great for the franchise, and so far it has been awesome. She's so funny and so dry. She plays an engineer. Jet Reno is, like a uber smart engineer, but approaches it very much like a disinterested, just you're wasting my time by talking to me type of person. And I actually analyzed Jet Reno a little bit deeper on an episode that I recorded with somebody not too long ago. But needless to say, I think if you really look at her character and where we first meet her and her trajectory over the course of Star Trek Discovery, I'd be surprised if she didn't become people's favorites pretty quickly. Yeah.
Stephanie and I adopted a precious little kitten named Fluff, and that's her given name. We kept it out of respect for her birth parents. And a couple of years into having Fluff, I realized that I had never meowed at her. So I saw her across the living room. I says to her, why do people talk like that? To say I says to her is improper. And then to add on top of that, I says, it's like, get out of here.
Up next, we've got, I'm going to get to somebody that we've already mentioned on the show so far as the voice of Spot 73 in Picard, Season 2, Episode 2, Penance, Mr. Patton Oswalt.
It's barbaric, Public executions are needless displays of authority to a people already sufficiently subjugated. It's cruel and unusual, and beyond disturbing that this day is so celebrated amongst the masses.
Where am I?
Of course, I say all this subject to the faith customary between a domesticant and their master. Meow.
What are you exactly? Maybe don't tell me.
I am Spot 73, your very best friend, of course.
Oh, and I made you?
Obviously. Meow.
An amazing writer, an amazing comedian. Do you have any early or favorite bits that you recall of Patton's?
My favorite, bit that he did was on Parks and Recreation, where he filibustered.
Yes.
And I've seen the unedited version.
That unedited version goes for a long time.
So long. He was not told how much Star Wars fanfic to write, or I don't know what the word is,
oh yeah.
Yeah, like he wrote his own version of Star Wars Episode 7 when, like, the actor Patton Oswalt, and then he used it to be a filibuster character in Parks and Recreation. And the unedited version is very funny. He gets so out of breath, and he goes on for so long. And he's like, no one told me how much stuff to write, but I think I'm done. And they were like, yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, it's a really great bit. There's
so funny.
There's one that I recall, and I think it's because I listened to the book here recently. Patton ends one of his specials, I forget which one. He ends it with an analysis of ESPN commercials that were voiced by legendary Hollywood movie producer Robert Evans. Okay. Do you remember this bit?
I want to say yes, because probably, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's so funny, especially if you've ever... He actually talks about Robert Evans's memoir that he wrote called The Kid Stays in the Picture. Okay. And if you listen to that book, first of all, if you're a fan of like Hollywood history, it's an amazing book because it is told in excruciating detail, and Robert Evans does not give a single about any of it. And he's just like, well, let me tell you, here's what I said, and he told me what he was going to do, and I was like, well, it. Like that. He says that so many times in the book, it's not even funny. But like, Patton, apparently years later, ESPN decided to get Robert Evans to do the voiceover for a bunch of commercials for them. I don't know why. And Patton, just as his closer, riffs on that whole scenario, and it is so damn funny. I absolutely adore it. I think his first acting gig was actually an episode of Seinfeld.
For real?
I think so. Very, very early on.
I did remember one bit by him.
Yeah.
But it's a newer bit, a few years old.
Yeah.
And it was talking about cereal boxes and how they changed from when you were a kid to when you're an adult. And he's like, when you're a kid, it's fun, and there's so many colors, and like he said, the color of the cereal is insulting to nature. And he's like, and the box itself, like the fun didn't end at the cereal. The box was fun. You'd flip it around, and there was a maze. And he said, help Sugar Bat get to his insulin. It's a great joke. And then he, of course, flips it over to like, and then you're an adult, and it's just a white box with plain lettering.
Yep. And
you flip it around, and it's just information on the farm where they grew the wheat. That's in your cereal now. And you're just like, yeah. That was pretty much the bit, but yeah, that was really funny.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you can tell his stuff is, he's, very well educated, and it comes across in his writing. Like, you can really tell, structurally, and, the different the different verbiage that he uses for different things. Like, I really, really respect him as a writer. Yeah. And comedian, because he's so great. And not to mention, like, when he lost his wife, a lot of people would shut down. He actually picked up, and he did even more. And put a lot of that stuff into his writing and into his material in a very funny but respectful way.
Oh, yeah.
And I really respected the hell out of him for doing all that.
His wife would have wanted him to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's jump to... He only appeared in one episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. Season 2, Episode 4, The Outrageous Okona, playing the role of the comic. Former SNL writer and regular Joe Piscopo.
Yep. Teaching Data how to do comedy.
Yes, and who better to teach Data how to do stand-up comedy than the legendary, timeless, so relatable Joe Piscopo.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. You've been great. Matter of fact, I'd like to take you all home with me. Unfortunately, I took the last audience home, and there's no more room. Boom. But thank you, really. Thank you. Hey, and thank you for bringing me here. What's up?
Mr. Comic, I wish to know what is funny.
It's funny, I don't know. It's a matter of opinion, I guess. Tip O'Neill in a dress. Some people say words that end with a K are funny. A briefcase that looks like a fish. Personally, I find that hysterical.
For those of you who aren't familiar with Joe Piscopo, he was one of the figures, on the early... I don't know that he was on in the 70s, but he was definitely in the 80s on Saturday Night Live. Mm-hmm. And since then has kind of become a real weirdo.
He's kind of fell off.
Yeah. But he was there. He did the thing. He's got some. He's by my count, he's got 5 specials.
Wow.
Under his belt. So, yeah.
Wow, yeah. I don't know any bits by him, but I have heard a lot of his stuff. He definitely does a lot of characters, which I guess you need to do for SNL.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving right along, we've got.
Hold on. I want to go back to the Data joke.
Oh yeah,
Data. I love this episode because Data is trying to figure out humor.
Yes.
And when you break down humor, it is funny and stupid because you could break down a joke so long to where it's just not funny anymore.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he's like, so why is this funny? And it's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain humor. It's kind of like a child. Because I tried to figure out humor when I was a kid. I remember that.
Yeah.
I tried to figure it out. And I was like, why is that funny? And what makes something funny? Because I was not the funny kid. Funny kids were popular and cool. I was just some weird homeschooler. But I remember the joke that Data does to probably somebody on this list.
Yeah.
Do you know the joke?
I recall bits of it, but yeah, go ahead. Hit me with it.
So it's not. Well, let's see if you recognize who he's quoting.
Okay.
The joke that Data delivers, and he's trying to do it like an Italian guy, and I'll do my best.
Okay.
I'll do my best to ride the line of racist impression versus respect. It's I went to the doctor. The doctor said I needed a test ran, and I said, "Can I get a second opinion?" And he said, "Yeah, you're ugly too, but I'm bummed." And that's how Data delivered the joke.
It sounds like a Dangerfield joke.
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right.
Good job. It is a Rodney Dangerfield joke that he does, which, of course, that's one of the most classic joke-telling structures. He is one of the few timeless comedians.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. He would have been. I think he would have been a lot of fun in Star Trek. There's a lot of comedians working. Like as I was doing my research for this, I was going down the list of pretty popular comedians. I was like, oh, they've had to have done one episode of some Star Trek. Nope, there were so many people that I was just kind of like, oh man, that's such a bummer that they weren't in it. And some comics who have passed away, like, can you imagine like George Carlin as a Starfleet admiral?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that would have been so awesome.
He'd be great. He would almost be a good. They kind of did this in one of the I think movies where the admiral turned out to kind of be bad.
Oh,
like, he'd be good, like because he's never been by the rules. Like George Carlin is always like against the structure and against government.
Right,
so,
right.
But he could like play along for the whole episode, and in the end, he's like, "No, I'm screwing up the order," and I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of people. I feel like Dangerfield would have been like a good morale officer, like the morale officer who's always like,
"Come on, pick it up."
Yeah, hey, come on, come on. What's going on?
Kid?
Yeah, come on, kid. You're in Starfleet. Hey. I think my Dangerfield was getting slowly closer to Dice.
Yeah, a little bit. Very opposite, or
yeah.
Not opposite, but very different comedians.
Yeah, that's a funny bit. Is like if Andrew Dice Clay gets into Starfleet, like, hey, just to let you know, you've got a new Starfleet officer joining your crew today. He's a little off. He's gonna say some things that aren't really gonna jive with our mission statement, but he's a really great officer. Just give him a chance. Just don't send him on any diplomatic missions if you can avoid that. All right, so the last 2 comedians that I've got have, in addition to being working stand-up comedians, have also won some awards, and they were both in the documentary The Aristocrats. Have you seen The Aristocrats?
No. Oh, I want to.
It's such a great slice of comedy history.
Yes, and a good name too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, first up is in the role of Rain Robinson from Voyager, Season 3, Episodes 8 and 9, Future's End, Parts 1 and 2, Sarah Silverman.
Sarah Silverman.
Excuse me. Do not enter. Employees only. The sign on the door. I'm sorry. I think we're a little lost. We were on the museum tour and we took a wrong turn at the Saturn exhibit.
Perhaps you could tell us how to get back to the lobby.
Go back down the hall, take a left at Mars, right at Halley's Comet, and then just keep going straight ahead past the soda machine.
What do you think of Sarah?
I think she needs to blow her nose. I am a fan. I like Sarah. I think she's very intelligent.
Yeah.
She has a lot of gross but good jokes, some dark jokes. And she was young. Not recently, but a year or two ago, I saw a picture of her in Star Trek. Because I'd seen the episode before, but
yeah,
I saw a picture of her recently in the episode. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's a child.
Yeah, she's a baby. Oh.
It's so funny, but no, she makes a good host on. She had a show, Good Morning America, or I Love You America.
Yes,
and she was a good host on that show. She's very political, so if you don't like that kind of stuff, definitely not for everyone.
Oh yeah, and I think she's gotten more political.
Oh yeah,
definitely more recently. Like her shtick was always the cute girl who says really dirty things.
Yes.
Like that was her thing for a long time. But I think in the wake of, the Trump era and all of that stuff, like a lot of writers, a lot of comedians, sort of like, okay, this is changing the world, and we either have to, adapt and continue to speak our minds on this thing, continue to comment, because that's kind of what we do as comedians. Like, we comment on the world around us, good, bad, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So she was also a writer, a featured player, and has hosted Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
And she's got an Emmy or two under her belt as well. Like, very successful. She's very good.
Yeah, she's very good. She recently guest hosted not the late night show. What was the Trevor Noah?
Oh, the Daily Show.
Daily Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. She had a few good bits from it.
Nice.
Very funny.
Yeah, have they haven't settled on a new host, have they?
No, I think they're doing guests for now. Kind of like Jeopardy was for a while.
Okay. I'd be surprised if it doesn't end up being Roy Wood Jr.
Really?
I think it's going to be Roy. Yeah.
He's a good choice.
Yeah, he's a good choice. I like his stuff, and he's got great viewpoints and solid material. Like, he's a great personality. Like, in my humble opinion, I feel like he checks a lot of boxes. So
he does. I figured they might go with a woman, not Sarah, because she's too big of a name. She's got her own stuff going on.
Right.
I figured they might go with a woman this time around.
They might.
Just because they might not. I don't. They should get who's best for the job. But I don't know. For some reason, I thought I read that somewhere.
Do you have somebody you think would do well?
No, I don't. I don't have anybody in mind. There's a lot of female, very funny female comedians that I love, but I don't think any of them would necessarily make good. Sarah would be the best option, but I think she's too big of a name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's hard to,
It'd be hard to lock her down for a season or series or years to do that show.
Yeah, because I was looking at the tenure of Jon Stewart and Trevor and even Stephen Colbert and doing their types of stuff. I mean, we're talking a decade minimum.
So much commitment.
It's such a big commitment. At the same time, flip side of the coin, that's a really nice paycheck.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If anyone was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a break from everything else and just do this, that's a perfect gig.
Yep. No more movies. No more working the road. I'm gonna go sit in a studio for a decade.
Oh, that'd be so comfortable.
That'd be all right.
That'd be all right.
All right. Last but not least, I think I've saved one of the best for last for sure. She was in 28 episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, 2 episodes of Picard. She was in Star Trek Generations and Star Trek Nemesis in the role of Guinan. Whoopi Goldberg.
What's wrong?
I can't just miss a dear old friend.
You can, but I've held your hand while you've navigated Federation diplomacy disasters. I've seen you face down some new galactic threat. We have jumped universes together. I gotta say, I don't remember ever seeing you look quite like... Oh, I'm gonna take that back. I have seen you look like this. And it's serious, so this, as lovely as it is not gonna cut it. So, top shelf or hooch?
Hooch, I think.
Sorry, and brandy it is.
Not to mention an EGOT winner. She's got an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
Oh, that's awesome. I did not know that about her.
Yeah, 4 specials, by my count, 4 specials under her belt, and was in The Aristocrats. Like,
that's great.
Yeah, really fantastic writer. To me, when I would watch that Comic Relief, those specials that would come out every year with Robin Williams, Billy Crystal, and Whoopi.
Yes.
It was, in terms of like levels of comedy, I'm like, I don't know who organized this, but these 3 people have to be probably the best. Arguably the best in the world. Because, I mean, Robin Williams was such a force. And I don't know of any comedian that really had a bad thing to say about Robin.
Oh, such a good dude.
Yeah, so I was like, Billy Crystal was also working for years and years and years.
Did he stand up?
Billy?
Billy?
He was on Saturday Night Live. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know he was involved with theater, but I don't know that he had like a one-man show or like a stand-up special.
Yeah, he's definitely got some chops.
Oh, yeah.
He and Josh Gad had a one-season show that I watched, and it was called The Comedians. It was a duo. They were playing themselves, or versions of themselves.
Yeah.
And they did a lot of sketches together, and it sadly ended after one season.
Hey,
it was pretty good.
Every good comedian knows when to get off stage.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, I might get off stage in 5 minutes tonight. Who knows?
Oh, man. Yeah, it's tricky, when you get into like looking at, and then we'll get back to Whoopi here in just a second. But it's a interesting thing to look at when you see a performer who comes up and then you see them start getting writing credits, getting producing credits, getting directing credits, and things like that. Yeah. It's like, it goes beyond just Take My Wife Please. Like, there's a lot of talent underneath there. I think most comics who have read the book, The Comedy Bible, which is a great resource for anybody.
Yeah, I've been meaning to read it. I just can't read.
Oh, that's an issue, Ben.
It's hard.
But in that book, one of the first things they hit on is, hey, look, if you get good at stand-up, that does not necessarily mean you're going to be the next world's biggest comic.
Yep.
But it can open doors to acting, writing, directing, advertising, all kinds of things. So I don't think anybody should be disappointed when they see their favorite comedian take a role in a writer's room or sit behind the camera on a film or something like that. Like, no. Like, if you have enjoyed this person's talent, just wait. They've got something else coming for you.
You want to see their range, see what they can do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mitch Hedberg actually has a really good joke. One of my favorite comedians ever. He's got a joke about what we're talking about, but on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
You're in Hollywood and you're a comedian. Everybody wants you to do other things besides comedy. They say, all right, you're a stand-up comedian. Can you act? Can you write? Write us a script. They want me to do things that's related to comedy, but not comedy. That's not fair. It's as though if I was a cook and I worked my ass off to become a good cook. They said, all right, you're a cook. Can you farm?
It's such a great bit. I love it.
It's a great comparison. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Comedian, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Whoopi Goldberg, like, what do you think of her in the role of Guinan? Like, she's been she was such an integral part, although, like, only 28 episodes of the entire series.
But people remember her from that.
Yeah.
The character. No,
Big
her
time.
cadence was perfect for the character. I
Yeah.
thought. The way she carried herself, just kind of the trustingness of her demeanor, I thought was great.
Yeah.
She's a good actor as well as and comedic.
Oh, yeah.
kind of the same vein of Robin Williams. Like, he could be, Good Will Hunting. He could be very serious, even though he's extremely comedically talented.
Yeah.
I don't know how a lot of funny people would do if they had to play a serious role.
Oh yeah.
Or serious-ish.
Yeah, it's not universal. It's not universal for sure. Going back to Sarah Silverman, I remember her in School of Rock, where she plays the one character's girlfriend who's an absolute bitch. Yeah. But she played it so well. It's just I love Sarah, but I hate this character.
Which is good. That means you're a good actor.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Joffrey having to quit acting.
Oh, yeah.
Because he played Joffrey so well in Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
I did want to say, I am very surprised that Robin Williams was never a character on Star Trek.
Yeah, he would have been great.
A lot of things.
Yeah, it's okay, I think the first question, and then we'll get back to Whoopi, but the first question about Robin is, do you see him in Starfleet or not?
No.
Not Starfleet, okay.
I'm thinking more like Q.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that good?
That would have been fun, yeah.
Or something adjacent to that, but that throw his improvisational, I don't know if that's a real word.
Yeah.
That talent into Starfleet and how structured they are, and just let him run around on the bridge. Just let Robin Williams do things. Don't even give him a script. Just say, hey, you're an alien, you got a few little magic powers. You don't mean harm, but you love mischief and just whatever.
It's Mork.
It's Mork.
If Mork from Ork landed on the Enterprise,
yes,
this is what would happen. That's so funny.
But genuinely, I'm actually surprised he never got a role in it.
I know.
I think he could have been a great little character.
Oh yeah, I know he lobbied really hard for a role in the Batman franchise. He apparently was a really big Batman fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know Michael Jackson tried to buy the rights to Spider-Man to play Spider-Man in the
I
90s.
know! Actually, we just got done talking about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy on the other show that I'm on, Cinema Shock.
Oh, yeah.
And we dove into...
Such a good 2 movies.
Not only did we cover all 3 movies, but we also did an episode at the beginning covering all the versions that almost happened.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And that was one of them. There were a lot more than people realize.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating franchise. But let's jump back to Whoopi here.
Yes.
She was in 28 episodes of Next Gen, and then we get to see her again, but only for 2 episodes in Picard. But she was also in Generations and Nemesis. Now, one of the big fun things to see was Guinan helping Data learn humor, because you have Whoopi Goldberg, who's a very accomplished comedian.
It's almost an Easter egg.
Yeah. But then, knowing what happens to Data in Nemesis, with him sacrificing himself and saving Picard and the whole thing, I don't know that we really got a satisfying end to the Guinan arc in Star Trek.
Okay.
You have any thoughts about that?
Not really. Yeah, I guess there was not the closure you wanted, but you got to see a character be the character. I guess not all characters need an arc necessarily.
Yeah.
You got to know the character without. Yeah, I guess I don't know. It leaves you unsatisfied.
Yeah.
I would agree, but
knowing what a prominent figure Data becomes, especially in the light of Nemesis, and then pretty much throughout all 3 seasons of Picard, it would have been nice to see maybe just one more interaction with Data and Guinan to kind of put a nice bow on it,
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. That's all the traditional stand-up comics that I found. I'm sure somebody on the internet is going to correct me and be like, "Hey, you forgot this person." Well, let me hire you as my research department, because there's only so much I can do. But
it's a good list, though.
Thanks. Yeah, I even have a couple of we'll call them honorable mentions. They are not traditional stand-up comedians, but they're known for working in comedy in some form or other, and have also made appearances in the Star Trek franchise. So right off the bat, he has played 2 different characters in the Star Trek franchise. He did 7 episodes of Prodigy, and the season 5 episode 19 of Voyager Think Tank is Jason Alexander. Of course, a lot of people recognize him from Seinfeld, playing George Costanza. He's actually hosted Saturday Night Live. He was in The Aristocrats. He's got an Emmy and at least 1 Guild Award under his belt. Yeah. Any thoughts on Jason Alexander?
He's definitely one of those people who are important to comedy, especially just from Seinfeld alone.
Yeah.
But that side comedic relief character, who's still a main character, but you couldn't have had the Aristocrats without him.
Right.
And good actor too at the same time.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got some chops. I think they, I think because Jerry was so dead set on not acting.
Yeah.
It's like, we need to get some people who are really good actors.
We need someone to carry the show.
Yeah.
That reminds me of so many other, like the Smallville show.
Oh yeah.
He got better over time, but they just hired a model to be the main character.
Yep. Here's Pretty Boy Superman. All right, we gotta fill this out. This idiot.
He looks perfect.
Unless we're gonna put this guy in spandex, we need some really good actors around him.
Yeah, he got better.
He did, absolutely. Up next, he played the EMH Mark II, aka Dr. Bradley, in Voyager Season 4, Episode 14, Message in a Bottle, Andy Dick.
Andy Dick?
Yeah.
Very famous. Yeah, he's important too.
Yeah, well-known troublemaker.
Oh yeah, he lives up to his name.
Yeah. From what I understand, also appeared in The Aristocrats.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's kind of
a weird-looking guy.
He is. Yeah. You know what I always remember him from? In the Army Now with Pauly Shore.
I have not seen that.
Oh my god! Like, a lot of people love Son-in-Law or Encino Man when it comes to like Pauly Shore movies.
Yeah.
But for me, it's In the Army Now. I love that movie, and Andy Dick. If you know Andy Dick, when you hear that he's the straight man to Pauly Shore, it's like, oh my god, this is so fun. And then you throw David Alan Grier in the mix.
That's funny.
And Lori Petty as like the cherry on top. Like, oh, this is so much fun. And then we've got in the role of Captain Morgan Bateson in Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 5, Episode 18, Cause and Effect, Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Most people obviously know him as Dr. Fraser Crane from, of course, Cheers and Frasier. But yeah, like, he had that one. He was part of a ship that had disappeared, and there was a time loop type thing, and when the Enterprise D like figured it out, it released his ship, and he had been lost. He and his crew had been lost for like 70 years.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They Groundhog Day.
Oh yeah. I think he had a grand total of like 30 seconds of screen time, but
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but he was there, man.
Wasn't Frasier like more successful than Cheers?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. It was. I mean, if you count up like all the different appearances of the character, Dr. Fraser Crane, it's staggering. Like, there's a lot. He also hosted Saturday Night Live. He's got a Grammy and at least one Guild Award under his belt. Like, Kelsey Grammer's a really good actor.
Yeah, damn, I didn't know that he was that well known.
Oh,
respected. I mean, he's, Frasier, obviously, but it's pretty funny.
Also appeared in the X-Men franchise as Beast.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people forget he was Dr. Hank McCoy.
The makeup gets you.
Oh, yeah. And here's somebody of note. In the role of Ensign Stuart Rivers for 2 episodes of Enterprise, the only person on this list from Enterprise, has hosted SNL, and while they are not comedy albums, he has 7 albums under his belt. Seth MacFarlane. The driving force behind Fuzzy Door, the Family Guy franchise. Any thoughts on Seth MacFarlane?
The Orville.
Of course, yeah.
The Orville. That is... Seth is one of my favorite creators. Aside from nerdy stuff, I love comedy, obviously. And that... He's a great blend between the two. 'Cause he and, Seth Green are truly big fans of, Star Trek and Star Wars and all that franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as parodies go, I love Spaceballs, but the Family Guy Star Wars might be my favorite Star Wars parody that's out there.
Oh, yeah.
And then Seth MacFarlane makes the Orville, and I love it. I think it's genuinely good.
It's a really, really good show.
I described it to certain people because they asked me, they were like, we assume you watch this. I was like, yes.
Yes.
Like, how would you describe it in relation to Star Trek? And I was like, well, it's Star Trek if people acted the way they did today in the general work environment.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. With a great cast.
Yeah.
A lot of Star Trek familiars on the Orville. Some pretty high-level directors as well. I think Jon Favreau directed the pilot episode of
Did he,
Orville.
for real?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, the funny thing, I mentioned the 7 albums. A lot of people, when they hear Seth MacFarlane, think Family Guy and, the voice of Peter and the voice of, well, a lot of characters really. But he is a singer beyond compare.
He's really good.
The dude has got some pipes, man. Can really, really belt it out.
And he can sing in character.
Yes.
So many voices that he can sing as those characters.
That's tough. It's one thing to do. It's one thing to do an impression of I can sound just like Scooby Doo or whatever, but to be able to embody a character and then do something that character is not known for, like quoting Shakespeare or singing a song, that is so tough to be able to sustain that over time. Up next, we've got somebody who's known more of a character actor, but actually does have a few comedy things under the belt. Michael McKean. He was a writer and regular and has hosted Saturday Night Live. He appeared on The Aristocrats. He's got a Grammy, but he was the clown in the Voyager episode The Thaw, which was season 2, episode 23. I always think of him as, I guess it was Professor Plum from the movie Clue.
But if you want to know who killed Mr. Body, I did, in the hall, with the revolver. Okay, Chief, take him away. I'm going to go home and sleep with my wife.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Did you ever... You've seen Clue, right?
I've seen Clue, oh yeah. I think twice. And all the alternate endings.
Yes.
I appreciated it so much more the second time. The first time it was not really my thing. And then I watched it again and I was like, oh no, this is comedy gold. This is great.
It's really great. Tim Curry at his best.
Oh yes.
Another Star Trek alum who makes an appearance in that movie, Christopher Lloyd.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Michael McKean's been. He was really involved in the folks with the folks making Christopher Guest's movies. You know, the Best in Show, This is Spinal Tap.
I've heard those titles for sure.
Yeah, so a big like improv background as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So up next, we've got quite honestly someone who is definitely known as a Saturday Night Live alum, doing multiple voices in season 3, episode 1 of Lower Decks, the episode titled Grounded. Bobby Moynihan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you think of Bobby? Like when I hear Bobby Moynihan, I always think of one of the dancing skeletons from the David S. Pumpkins skit.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I know very little. I know the name, and I know very little about him, which makes me sad. When was he on SNL?
Oh, it was
Vaguely.
I think since the 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the. I mean, I don't think he's on SNL anymore.
Probably not.
But I think he was part of the last big go round, the last big crew. He on SNL he would always do Drunk Uncle.
Okay, yeah.
Oh
yeah, all right. Now
I loved him as Drunk Uncle.
Okay.
So great.
Yes.
Another familiar face from Parks and Recreation. In the episode Critical Care, which was season 7, episode 5 of Voyager, Jim O'Hare.
Jim O'Hare.
Yeah. AKA Jerry, Larry, Gary, Terry. Yeah.
All of them. He's great.
Yeah. Such a great character actor.
Oh, very much so.
I always think of when they did the rap at the end of Parks and Rec, I think the entire cast went on Seth Meyers. And when they did their, all right, that's it. That's the end of the show. Good night, everybody. Aubrey Plaza and Jim O'Hare started making out, hardcore making out. It was
that's so funny.
Such a bizarre thing, but it was so funny.
The planning that those two did for that's so funny.
Yes,
She's
yes.
hilarious.
Yeah, she really is. Very, very funny.
Yes. Oh my god.
All right, so from across the pond, he has made 3 appearances in the Star Trek Kelvin timeline.
Okay.
Simon Pegg.
Yes.
As Montgomery Scott, a.k.a. Scotty.
Scotty.
What do you think of old Simon Pegg there?
Simon, was he in the Aristocrats was more stand-up, right?
Yeah, he was not in the he was not in the Aristocrats.
He is up there as far as people behind the scenes and in front of the camera, important comedy people.
Yeah.
Directed. He's a great director. Did he direct the 3rd Star Trek movie, or
he didn't direct it? He wrote it. That was the thing that put him on my radar in terms of nerdy creative talents.
Yes.
Was because I was familiar with him, all the way back to Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Some of my friends know him from Spaced, which was Star Trek adjacent, I would say. But yeah, when he was revealed as one of the writers of the 3rd Star Trek movie, Star Trek Beyond, which is pretty good.
It's my favorite one of the trilogy.
It's really solid. It's really good.
I think it's a good episode. They even say at the beginning of the movie, Kirk says,
As for me, things have started to feel a little episodic.
And then it kicks off the long episode. I think it's really good. But yeah, have you seen The Boys? Very good show on Amazon Prime.
Yes, I have.
You know that the main character Dewey.
Oh yeah.
He was originally structured off of Simon Pegg.
Oh, that's funny.
He was written in the comic books to look like Simon Pegg and to basically be played by Simon Pegg. If it were to ever be adapted, and he aged out of the role, so he plays Dewey's father in the show.
Oh yeah.
But
so off of that fun fact, the guy who plays Dewey is also a Star Trek actor.
Oh,
he is the voice of Boimler on Lower Decks. He's one of the main characters on Lower Decks. In fact, his character, along with Tawny Newsom's character Beckett Mariner, they are actually making the jump from animation to live action. Their characters are going to appear on Star Trek Strange New Worlds this coming season.
Played by themselves?
Played by themselves, yeah.
All right. That'll be good.
And his hair is going to be purple, and he's going to be all like weird and twitchy and nervous all the time.
He could definitely do it.
Oh, yeah.
He could definitely do it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I love Simon Pegg. I have his book. I haven't gotten around to read it yet, but like
that's something I'd be interested in for sure.
Yeah. I'm really interested to hear about it from his perspective. Of course, growing up in England and getting hooked up with Nick Frost and Edgar Wright. And,
gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
he's got a great rap sheet of.
Oh yeah, not to mention like. Oh, and he's also in those Tom Cruise movies that make billions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Like
just little side characters.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Love Simon Pegg. And last but not least, for 2 episodes of Discovery, and the star and director of the short treks, The Escape Artist, in the role of Harry Mudd, Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry Mudd. What a great resurrection of a character.
Yes, such a great turn of the character. Of course, most people know Rainn Wilson from his role as Dwight Schrute on The Office, the American version of The Office. His career, I actually recently covered a lot of his stuff with a friend of ours, Melly Kazel.
Melly Kazel is a very good friend of mine. She's wonderful.
Yeah.
Very funny comedian.
Yes, very funny, very talented, good vocal work, like really solid performer. And an absolute sweetheart. Love her to death.
She's adorable.
Yeah. But we talked about Rainn Wilson and his turn as Harry Mudd. Do you have an early memory of like your first introduction to Rainn Wilson? It was most likely The Office.
Oh, it was 100% The Office.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Office, I definitely got to know him through that.
Yeah.
And then the first time I ever saw him out of The Office, and it took me too long to realize who it was Galaxy Quest.
Yes.
In Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
As one of the alien creatures. I can't remember their names.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of the main guys. And I was like, I know his face, but he's in like white makeup and weird hair. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's the guy from The Office. I eventually watched the movie Super.
Yes, love that.
Yeah, by James Gunn. Is it James Gunn?
Yes, James Gunn.
Directed the movie Super, and he's the star. He plays just the worst superhero ever. Alongside with I think Elliot Page.
Yes, Elliot Page.
Yeah, and they're both really good in the roles.
Mm-hmm.
It's very funny and very weird. There's twists you don't really see coming. Michael Rooker is in it.
Oh, I forgot Rooker's in it.
He plays Yondu in Guardians of the Galaxy. There's just a lot of like Easter eggs, just of like kind of famous people, but it's this weird artsy superhero movie from kind of before its time in a way.
Yeah, it was kind of in that first big wave of those superhero movies. Here was this kind of off the beaten path, Troma-esque, Roger Corman-esque type superhero movie, with a lot of great, cameos, like you said, and stuff like that. And it really holds up. It's a lot of fun. You mentioned Galaxy Quest. I always tell people, like, in terms of Star Trek, you've got the shows and you've got the movies. The other Star Trek movie is Galaxy Quest, and the other Star Trek show is The Orville. So, yeah, this Rainn Wilson's had a really great run. Do you have a favorite Jim and Dwight moment?
Jim and Dwight moment?
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there are so many of them. I love Asian Jim. That's a great one.
That's a good one.
There's so many. There's so many funny ones that I'll say one of my favorite moments was when he has to tackle him into the ground to prevent him from going into the big meeting, because he knew that if Dwight went into this big meeting, because they were pitching some product, that Dwight would get fired, and he has to tackle him, and like he has to fight him and tackle him to prevent him from getting fired, and it was like a heartfelt moment. It was like season 8, I think. Yeah. And he's played so many pranks on Dwight that in the very end he prevented his friend from getting fired, and like that kind of got me because I didn't see that come. I don't think we had many serious moments between them.
Yeah.
It's always just Jim being the worst coworker to Dwight, who's also the worst coworker, but in a different way.
Oh yeah. I think my favorite. I mean, it's been done to death in memes and all the stuff. Is the Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
That's probably the best one as far as comedy goes.
Well, the other one I think is when it's Jim, Michael, and Dwight in the conference room.
What is your name, sir? I am Bill Buttlicker. Really, that's your real name? How dare you? My family built this country, by the way.
Be respectful, Dwight, please.
Oh, yes, Michael. Could you hold on 1 second? That's my other line. What? No, but I... Hello? Yeah. No, I'm just on the phone with this stupid salesman. He's so dumb. Probably just gonna keep him on the line forever and not buy anything. Okay.
It's up to you to change his mind.
Sorry, that was a family emergency.
Oh no, what's wrong?
You know what? That's private.
Boundaries, Dwight, come on. I'm sorry, Mr. Buttlicker. As I was saying,
Son,
we're having a limited...
Speak up a little bit louder. I'm hard of hearing.
He's hard if he's an old man.
Okay, as I was saying, right now we are having...
talk louder.
Okay, our prices have never been lower.
Son, you have to talk louder.
Never been lower.
Louder, son!
Buttlicker! Our prices have never been lower!
Stop it! That is totally inappropriate.
It's so good.
Oh my
Michael
God.
was super into it.
Yeah.
The acting chops on Rainn Wilson are incredible.
Yes. Oh my God.
There's a show where he plays a detective. It's 1 season, and he's like a what's the word? Begrudged. What's the word I'm looking for? Disgruntled detective.
Yeah.
And he's got a bunch of scruff. It's like, I think it's one of the first things he did once The Office ended.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember the name of it, even though I love it. It's just 1 season, and he's a detective, and he's like just rough and angry all the time, and he's a really good detective.
I'll find a link and I'll put it in the show notes. So if anybody's listening, check out the show notes. I'll put something in there.
The title of the show is his name, or the character's name. But I can't remember.
I vaguely recall this now.
I thought it was pretty good. I was surprised it didn't get picked up. Oh, that's gonna bother the crap out of me. He was also in the most recent mockumentary for Weird Al, Yankovic.
Yes.
He plays a character.
Dr. Demento.
Oh,
that's such a good movie. I recently watched it too. And yeah, wow, what a great what a great movie.
I think the show is called Backstrom.
Okay.
Backstrom. I think that was the last name of the detective that he played. I think. Maybe that's wrong. But yeah, there was one more Rainn Wilson property that I don't know if you thought of anymore.
The only other thing that I've seen recently that I really enjoyed was I think it's called like Harry and Marge Go Large, and it's about this older couple that finds a loophole in the lottery, and Rainn Wilson is the clerk at the convenience store where they buy all their tickets.
Okay.
And that's a really fun movie. It's available now on Paramount Plus. Do you have any other? Well, let's get. So that's all the comedians and comedic actors that I've noted here. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time.
Of course. I actually have another comedic actor.
Yeah, hit me with it.
At least I'm pretty sure. Tasha Yar.
Tasha Yar was. I would not describe her as a comedic actor.
Okay.
It's Denise Crosby.
Okay.
But she is the fun fact about her. She is the granddaughter of Bing Crosby. Oh,
really?
The singer, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I watched an interview with her 2 years ago, and this is me going off of memory.
Okay.
And she said that she took the role because she thought it was a comedic role in Star Trek, because the episode that she read for was when she was supposed to be like in love with Captain Picard. And that's what she read for, and was like, oh, this is a funny character, I want to play this character. And then it wasn't comedic at all.
Yeah.
And I think that was her, and I think that was the interview. This is like years old interview, but yeah.
She did another interview recently, kind of a career retrospective, where they were talking about, the first things, in the career. One of the first things she did was pose in Playboy.
Really?
Yeah. And the interesting thing about that, besides the fact that she's in Playboy, was that she almost didn't get the gig because she cut all her hair off. And they were like, we can't have this woman with this pixie little boy haircut. And so
how progressive.
Well, they ended up getting a photographer who took really unique shots and used unique lighting, and they went and did the shoot, and they're like, yeah, and it actually did kind of start to change things at Playboy.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. So, any other parting thoughts about Star Trek, about comedy, about your very first experience on the Computer Resume podcast? Any parting thoughts before we go?
Thank you for having me. I don't think we talked about my first memory of Star Trek.
Oh, no?
Maybe.
Oh my God! Let's get into that.
It's usually something you ask.
It is usually. I don't know. I was so focused on the comedy stuff. Yeah. Like, when did Star Trek come into play for you?
Around the time of Star Wars.
Oh, interesting.
A little bit after.
Okay.
Because, we talked about it before, but like, Star Trek is a little bit I don't want to say advanced, but it's definitely, you got to think a little bit more.
Yeah.
For ethical dilemmas, whereas Star Wars is a little more blatant, good and evil.
Yeah, adventure type thing. Yeah.
And I love ethical dilemmas. I the concept of it. Like I like Black Mirror a lot.
Oh yeah.
Which is the modern day Twilight Zone.
Of course.
But my father was a big fan of the original Star Trek series, which is my personal favorite series.
Really?
Yes. And I love Next Generation. Don't get me wrong. It's a close second. Voyager's third. And, but the original series has a place in my heart because I've seen it all the way through multiple times.
Nice.
And he really loved it, and we watched it on TV, and I remember thinking it was cool, and my favorite Star Trek character of all time is Spock, for sure.
Oh, nice.
Which is humorous in and of itself, in that he's not a humorous character.
Yeah.
He can be, but the fact that I like humor and nerdy stuff, the fact that Spock is my favorite is kind of funny.
Yeah.
And he's got funny moments. You always need a straight man to have, not always, but a straight man goes well with comedy timing and stuff.
Absolutely.
But I became a fan because my dad was a fan, and then I definitely watched Next Generation episodes without him. Not because he didn't like it; he liked it too. He just wasn't as familiar. But I loved Next Generation, and I started watching those without him, just on TV before streaming was a thing.
Nice.
To catch the episode, memorize the.
Of course, memorize the schedule. Yeah. What was there a character in Next Gen that stuck out for you?
Yes. My favorite character in Next Gen is Geordi LaForge, hands down.
Good call.
And it took me a very long time to realize it was the Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow guy. Who I know the name of.
LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton, thank you. Good Lord. He was in Community. Very funny.
Yes, he was.
Show. As himself. That was hilarious.
And an amazing director as well.
Yes. But I do miss the visor. I think they should have brought that back for Picard, but Obviously, I'm partial. I just remember thinking as a kid, like, cool character and cool look. Just really cool all around. And plus, if I pick Data, I'm just repicking Spock.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true.
But yeah, LaForge is hands down my favorite.
Yeah, I've gone on record a couple times as saying, like, it's hard for me to pick a favorite character, like singular character. I really love the interactions and the combinations of characters.
Yes.
Having Geordi and Data be best friends. And I'll never forget, I think it was Riker who walked in on them and they were, they were going over painting. And Riker kind of pointed out the humor of a blind man teaching a robot how to paint. And it was pretty funny. But, I always loved the combinations of characters, and I was a big fan of Deanna Troi. Deanna Troi was very important in the development of young Todd A. Davis.
Very nice.
Here, young man, what do we think about this? Like, oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyways, thank you so much for allowing me to rant and rave about Star Trek and comedy pretty much for this entire time. And thank you for driving.
Yeah, of course. Hopefully I've done an okay job.
Oh, yeah. You've done great. You've done great. Well, folks, next time we will get back to our normal trek through the entire franchise. See what I did there? Which you can follow along with us because everything is available on Paramount Plus. Ben, what do you have going on that people can follow and seek out and support your work in comedy?
Well, I would love the follows on social media, of course, to watch my videos and, like and share. But TikTok and Instagram, it's Ben Jennings Comedy. You can add me on Facebook. I like having more friends. And I sometimes post nerdy stuff on my personal Instagram, which is Benny and the Jennings. A play on Benny and the Jets. And that's where I post all my anything nerdy, Star Trek stuff or Star Wars or Batman stuff. And follow me on social media. If you're in the Greenville area, come to the Lounge every second and fourth Wednesday for a free comedy show at 7:30.
And I am at Mr. Todd A. Davis on all of the socials. From all of us at the Computer Resume podcast, thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you in 10 Forward.
Support us on Patreon and like, rate, review, and share on all your favorite platforms. Feel free to send us your subspace transmissions to computerresumepodcast@gmail.com or at Computer Resume on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The Computer Resume podcast was created and produced by Mr. Todd A. Davis. Our logo was designed by Will Martin and Justin Bishop. The opening theme was produced by Justin Bishop, and our outro music was provided with permission by Dronode. Additional music was provided by Mr. Todd A. Davis and Gary Horn, and the voice of Computer Resume podcast and executive producer, me, Kat Davis. # LLAP. We'll see you next time.
Going through a Star Trek. We're doing Star Trek stuff in space. We probably got some phasers and shuttle pods, and we're gonna find a brand new race.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?